What's good, everybody? Back once again, and it's over. It's done with. No more games. The Denver Nuggets is the NBA champions. To not really any surprises. The majority of people would call this beforehand, except for a small few, including myself. I went with the Heat. I thought it was competitive games, but not a competitive series. Uh, I was like, this was not really a good game from really either team. It was really sloppy but it was really grimy, and so I did enjoy a lot of the toughness stuff like that. Um, I think like last game, the Heat is going to really kick themselves on losing this because like last game they were a chance to win this game, and it was there for them to win this game so many times, and it was just can't get right from anybody on the team. Like Struce was just missing shots. You know what? I was like the people that did play well. Uh, Denver, um, Porter Jr. came to play. He showed up. I was like he showed up. He came to play this game. Bruce Brown, but he's sort of been a constant this whole series. Um, KCP wasn't like over here just like bombing the shots, but he hit them at critical time and he would come up with a lot of defensive play. And Gordon the same way, where it was like he was coming up with a lot of defensive plays. Um, I was like, Jokic. I was like, for his standard, it was a good game, but it was nothing. It wasn't crazy or nothing like that. Um, and on the other side, I really want to say that really the person that had probably the best game was Lowry, just because I felt like he the only one that really played the whole game as much as he could with like the amount of intensity and stuff like that. And like like you just look at the numbers, it won't show, but when you see him play, um, Bam, I feel like has pretty much been like his points sort of been there, but he was off in a lot of plays where I'm just like it's like him and Jimmy just seemed like they just couldn't or just wasn't going to the basket when a lot of times I feel like I'm like go to the basket or I'm like do your first move, like don't like like I'm like a lot of times I'm like I can tell like like you got stuck and you passing instead of you was actually trying to pass, so therefore now you're in this situation where like a lot of times that Jimmy just got in the middle and he couldn't do nothing. um I also I was like they didn't play hero, but I also figured that at this point it was kind of like if he didn't show up in game 3, he wasn't going to show up here. Because I'm like you would at least want to try to give him some run, and then like let him play a little bit here. Um, I was like I do think if it would have been like a healthy Oladipo, which I know has been hard to say for the last couple of years, and a healthy hero, we're probably looking at a different series because those dudes are at least hero constant in scoring, and Oladipo can score, but if he's not, he's going to play defense. So it gives you another big body dude to at least try to throw at like Murray and Porter and stuff like that. Um, yeah, no, I was like the Nuggets were pretty much trying to give this game away because it just seemed like it would just turnover after turnover with them more so, and they wasn't really hitting any shots really, to be honest. Um, I was like, I was like, there was like a stretch where it's like Jokic sort of just like end up, Jokic just was like, bump this, and I'm just gonna do it myself, and he like scored I think like 6 straight or whatever. That was sort of got him back in it. The fourth quarter was crazy because they were pretty much just like, what's gonna happen? There was a stretch where it was just like nobody scoring at all. And that's and the funny thing is that normally would benefit somebody like the Heat, but that really benefited the Nuggets of being able to get the lead. Then they lost it. They get it back. Everybody gonna talk about the Jimmy Butler, what's that? Those free throws, like that's not a foul. And I'm like, it's cool with me if you don't call it. I'm fine with that. But the thing is, I'm like, so many people do that. Trey Young does it. Stephen Curry does it. I was like, I've seen it. I was like, I've seen Jamal Murray do it several times. I've seen Porter do it as well too, where they kick their legs out either sideways or forwards or whatever like that. And to me, I'm like, if you're going to the side and you're shooting away, then your momentum is going to go out as well as that. You're not. I was like, you're not going to do like if you're doing a standstill shot. I mean, what's like where you just setting and your legs kick out. That's a foul on the offense. And I'm like, that's the one that they pretty much call on the defense all the time. So this one, I'm like, get out of here with y'all little BS or whatever. Because pretty much, like, I sort of got sick of the commentator because I was like, look, I was like, they would not shut up with basically Jokic the whole time, and I get it, I do get it, but at the same time, I'm just like, come on, like, but I thought Butler took too long to get aggressive. He waited till to the end way too much. I thought he should, if he would have just started earlier. Like that's all. Not not that it's a problem that he waited the fourth quarter. It's when he waited the fourth quarter. He pretty much waited till it was like 3 minutes left, and it's like by then I'm like, it's too late. You should have probably you should have tried to do it a little bit earlier. I never sort of understood I like having Kevin Love out so much towards the end of the game. Like especially during the part where you need like rebounds and stuff like that. Like I get that, like, and I would get if you was able to out transition or outpace the Nuggets with your small ball, but you wasn't doing that. So the least you could do is probably also get big and have some bodies just to go and attack for the rebound, get second-handed shot. And also Kevin Love has probably been the better of all the shooters in this game or this series, to be on the other side outside of like Robinson. Um, it sucks because Caleb Martin I was like, he gave you 10 today, and to me I'm like, that's really sort of where he probably really is regularly. Maybe he could jump up a little bit more, but so he sort of went to his norm. Gabe Vincent had pretty much been nothing really outside of like game 2. Strus, same way. Duncan Robinson, I mean, to be honest, considering how his game is, he's sort of like boom bust because it's like he can hit it. Once he hit it with a three, then he go to the layup and all this other stuff. But if he's not, then he's also off, and he doesn't give you any defense. And if him and Strus both ain't hitting, you kind of you SOL in the whole game. But it's sort of hard to grade Bam performance just because I'm like, if you always got to go up against Jokic constantly, and you got to also score, and sometimes initiate the offense, then it's sort of difficult to try to be like, like boo this man. But there was a lot of times where I'm like, okay, take the jump shot. Okay, you're not gonna take the jump shot. Okay, go at Jokic. This was also what bothered me. It's like nobody was going at Jokic. Jokic is not a rim protector. Like, he's a big body or whatever, but I'm like, Bam, you like. I get it, like Gordon's around or maybe Porter or something like that, but I'm like, you can dunk on that dude. Get him in foul trouble. Be aggressive. Guess what? His slow-footed ass is not going to stop you before he gets the foul, and nobody would do that. And I'm just like, he likes to reach so much. Like, use that stuff against him. I didn't get that of like that part of not doing it. But no, I was like it. I think that he just ran. I just think they just ran out of gas. They just ran out of gas by the time it got there. There was really nothing else that could be done. Um, Valiant effort. I was like, I give praise to the Nuggets for pulling it out. The Nuggets really made me think of the Warriors during their first couple of years of winning the championship, and by that I mean not just young, but like uh their formula of how to like their team formula is different than a lot of people in the league. So that's sort of like Golden State, while also like they're like shooting. It's like Golden State and like the youngness and stuff, but also because uh one, the sloppiness of the ball, and because I felt like while I think the Warriors back then will beat the Nuggets team, a little bit more. I was like a lot. It'd be a more competitive fight. But I also remember how people would talk about that Golden State team, like they're unbeatable and all this other stuff, and I'm like, no, they're beatable. Nobody just had the right team or whatever, and plus it was so new that, but like with the Nuggets, sort of the same thing, where a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they're just sort of this perfect team, and they're going to be unbeatable, and I'm like, nah, this team was beatable. I was like, they were just not the. I was like, it was just weird. It was like they got the right matchups, which is that's what it's supposed to be. You only can beat the people in front of you. I get all that other stuff. I'm like, if was a fifth, we all be drunk or something like that. So, there ain't really no point in talking about that, even though I was like, it's just going to be obnoxious to hear about this for the last several days or whatever. Because I was like, we're just going to hear, I was like, that's probably more my problem anyway. It's just like that, and like like the people, whatever, kind of just going to be like, it's just going to be like, it's all fun and game, but I was like, it's just gonna get obnoxious and just be like, oh, Jokic, how great is he and stuff like that, and I'm just not on that board. Just that it ain't gonna be me. But props to him, congratulate him. Damn, I wish Jimmy could have got himself championship. I like not to make an excuse, but I wonder how much that ankle was really bothering him. Also, too, Mark Jackson. I was ass of just like he was like I know Butler's ankle might be hurting, but Bam messed up his ankle and he playing, and Murray twisted his ankle, he playing, and Jokic twisted his ankle, he's playing. Everybody's hurt at this point. And I was like, when the hell did they twist their ankle? When did they hurt their ankle? You want to know why? Cause we'd have heard about it. Trust me, they would have been saying something about it. Their ankle would have been messed up or not been able to play. So you convince me with some of that stuff of like, I'm like, yeah, if you're outside, you're on the court and you're playing, I get it, but don't also act like like it's even across the board, or something happened to them. When I'm like, no, nothing's happened to them. They've been fairly healthy, and that's the reason why they was able to win. You have to play where there's injuries, and guess what? I was like, Minnesota was never gonna win. Phoenix had injuries and lack of depth. I was like Miami. I was like, was just they rotations didn't really come to play more than anything. And I guess maybe you could say LeBron's foot or whatever, but and Miami had injuries, but Milwaukee had injuries. I don't really count Boston having injury. That happened so late that I'm like, nah, I don't count that. Knicks, I guess maybe you could say random, but that wasn't going to happen either. So yeah, but anyway, uh, sad to see the finals go. Sad to him on basketball. The play. It's gonna be a long couple of days, but hey, way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, if you liked any of my recap and all this other stuff, hey, thanks. I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But until then, peace. I'm out.